Well, I feel like we stayed right on schedule. I was doing the looking at everything today, and we had of course we had some young men that couldn't participate because of surgeries and things that happened after the season. But we had around 78 guys that participated in spring, and 95% of them made all 13 practices. And so when you got guys that are able to make that many practices, you can get better. So that was real impressive when I really studied that. I felt like we came together as a team. I really liked the camaraderie, between all three phases. I feel like the coaching staff is blended together real well with the new faces here. And, so I can see the pieces really coming together. It's very crucial that the signees come in, that we can insert them where we need the help. And then also I'm doing the final touches of the signing class this month.
I guess just the opposite end of that, what are some things you looked at that you might feel like you'll need to work on or get better at?
Well, one thing that we've got to do is always get, we're going to get a couple additional offensive linemen, because you can never have enough. And some veteran players too, because some of our young guys just quite aren't ready. But they are working and battling hard. The other thing too is that we can't ever have enough of great receivers. So again, we're taking a look too, because we've got to still find that couple of receivers that can really, nobody can cover them one-on-one and really stretch the field. And also in our offense, we do like to run our receivers a lot. We need to get guys in our program that are really can be ball carriers also. On defense, we need a little bit more help on the defensive front, because again, especially in South Louisiana, the first month of the season, you got to rotate and play some guys. We also got to help ourselves at the inside linebacker position, because we just got to get more depth there, because that's a real physical position where unfortunately injuries can happen. We also are looking too always in our secondary to better ourselves too, so that we can pressure and play some man coverage when it presents itself. And then of course we're looking, we already have a lot of these things I'm talking about identified, but a kicker. And I'm not talking, I feel very good about our kickoffs. I feel like we got some strong leg guys there. I feel like our punting is progressing well, but it's the field goal, thing. And so we have a young man identified, and so we're going to bring him in on an official visit the next couple of weeks and see if he can come in. We're not canning all the other guys. It's just that it's what it is. You've got to, that is a part of our special teams have been struggling. But our returners have been fielding the ball very well, so I feel like we got tremendous competition with our kickoff returns. So I feel like, I know I said a lot, but the biggest thing is I can see us plugging in those key guys, but we don't have as many holes to fill as what I've had in the past, and that's the pleasant part.
You came in with a quarterback competition. Obviously, it looks like some of that has worked itself out.
Yeah, the thing is, I got three guys that I feel very good. They all have their strengths and weaknesses, I would say, but I know that they're going to come in with their A game in August. And again, I'm blessed because, sure, I'd like for one of them to clearly separate themselves from the rest, but I feel like in the package, I'm going to try to have some packages where I play two quarterbacks in the same time on the field. And then also, you never can have enough. I found that out last year as a head coach here, that we played 4 quarterbacks during our season. So I'm just blessed about it, and they all get along. So that's a good thing too.
What would you say Kalen has ascended to the top?
I would say right now it's Kalen and Toscani. The reason you can't discount Toscani is because in scrimmages you can't see what he does.
Yeah.
See, the part of the game that Toscani is what we can't allow him to do right now, which is his running ability, because it's not live on the quarterbacks. So I know right now it's really those two, with Bo really playing well. So I'm just pleased with that.
You saw a lot of young guys, like you mentioned earlier. Some guys stepping up, not sure of coming in, but now you got a clear picture on all of them.
Yeah, I was liking our defense too. Roddy Walker hadn't had a significant amount of playing time, but I think he's really become one of the leaders on defense. I feel good. I was glad Byron Cobb had able to make most of the practices, being a starting cornerback for us. He's a member of the baseball team too. So, and I could mention on and on, but I did see some guys really solidify themselves. But the pleasant part for me is that I could bring in 95 guys for fall camp, and this is the first time that we're going to have some real serious meetings as a staff of who those 95 will be, and that's a good problem.
You mentioned defense. I know it's been a work in progress, but you got to like the system and what they've been able to stick with.
Yeah, the biggest thing that we want defensively now is I feel like we're progressing offensively where we can score some points. And what we got to do is prevent the opponent offense of scoring quick. But we got to make them, and I always tell these defensive coaches, what's really hardest on an offensive coach is when you have to snap it 12 or 14 times to get it in the end zone. When you do that, make them drive it that way, usually the offense can screw it up themselves, you know, with a penalty, a turnover, or something like that. So the biggest thing I just want to get is when we score quick, I don't want them scoring quick.
And until the summer now, got to get the off-season program going, and like you said, get the exams and then get into the summer and stuff.
You're exactly right. What we've really worked, and I'm hearing a lot of positive things from the players about their sacrifice to be here during the summer, more of them, and to be able to lift and train and also build that camaraderie. And I know that we had a lot of our signees came and watched this practice and scrimmage, and I know they're excited. So many of them will come in early too because they know that they're going to be given at least a good look too to see if they can help us